Alright, Shalom. We want to give all praise and glory to our Heavenly Father Yahweh. In the name of our Lord and Savior Yahawashi, peace, mercy, and blessings be abound unto you, brothers and sisters, throughout the four corners of the earth that are patiently, eagerly waiting from on deliverance from our Lord and Savior Yahawashi. Today we're going to kind of talk about reward system, basically about reward in the world to come. And part of the reason why, because on this side, on the carnal level, things are valued differently among our people. And as you know, previously we had talked about the elections and how a lot of people were basically wanting to get something out of the political sphere, and basically hoping that they can get some kind of like consolation on this side. Hoping that they can get some kind of consolation on this side. To basically appease, whatever they're going through, but we're waiting on a better reward that's everlasting, that cannot be taken. All right. So the brother's going to go into a few, go to scripture. Yeah, go to Wisdom of Solomon.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hands of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction. But they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them, and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace has he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So what the brother brought out is just showing you just the reward of the righteous, those that are waiting upon him. For their reward, man. Because over here on this side, anything you seek is going to be carnal. It's not going to be eternal. It's not going to be everlasting. Right. It can easily be taken from you. You could be, someone could be rich, you could be poor the next day. A lot of people have stories how they came into some money and then they lost it all. So what good is that? That's vanity and vexation of spirit. So like you said, the reward is them, not only they've received the eternal life. And that eternal life includes being able to have power over the other nations. Being a part of a kingdom that can never be taken down, which is something that, the current rulers of this world are trying to basically do. They want an everlasting kingdom, and that's why they're trying to institute different things. And they're indoctrinating people to have them submission to them. They're also instituting things like the RFID microchip. Yep. To even get further control. We were earlier talking about how they want to do population control, because they want to basically be able to have dominion over the nations, over the other nations, which is basically the same thing that the elect is going to do. They want to have everlasting dominion.
That's right.
Now this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us as a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. So like the brother was talking about, the persecution that the saints were receiving, on the side, it was looking like they were going through it for no reason.
Yeah. But
their hope was in mortality. Their hope was in the reward to come.
That's right.
Okay? So that is viewed as a light affliction compared to the greatness and abundance of the actual reward.
What they're going to receive. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it says, verse 18, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. That's where the word temporary comes from. Temporal and temporary. Meaning that it's not going to last. You could go get a car, you can go get you a brand new Rolls Royce, or whatever it is, or a Lamborghini, and you could lose it. Esau could take it. In fact, Esau even has different triggers of how you can take it if it's paid off. If you owe money, you can have it repossessed as part of collateral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you default on a loan, let's say you have a vehicle paid off, and you had a business loan and you didn't pay it, Esau they could have your vehicle as collateral. They could take it away even if it's paid off to help cover that. So everything is temporal. Esau even has provisions in his law when it comes to what is that called? Martial law. In martial law, there's certain things that the president can actually, certain laws that allow him to take away your property, to take away your land, to take away your home, all that stuff, for the sake of an emergency situation.
Yep.
So if you saw a guy driving, he had a lifted Denali. The government, if they institute martial law, if they needed to use that truck to go somewhere, they could take it from that man, according to the law.
That's right.
And they can be like, this is our truck. We need it for this. And you can't do nothing about it. You can't be like, oh, that's my truck. They have a law that allows them to take that.
That's right.
You know, Esau what's that? Micah 2?
Micah.
Yeah, Micah 2. Yeah, they got that precept. Well, I can bring out the Colossians 4 if you want, and you can break it down.
I got the Micah 2.
Okay. Micah 2 and 2?
Yeah. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
Yep. So they can take that stuff away, man. That's why Esau can come through and take away whole neighborhoods, man. See, when you come to Houston, historically, Houston, when you go far back after so-called slavery,
yep,
Houston was basically a majority so-called black city, because of what they did is they built the city. They had the downtown and they built 6 wards around it. People don't even know there was actually a 6th ward in Houston. And we only know about really 4 now. I mean, about 5. And they had the wards and they had the people in there. They had Jake in there. And then Esau took little pieces of different areas around it that they liked the most. And now Esau in Houston, he's taking everything inside the 610 loop. And you can see it.
yep.
Anything inside the 610 loop, Esau is taking it, man, by force. He'll increase the property taxes on your paid off homes out there. Because a lot of these homes, if you come to Houston, and these historically so-called black neighborhoods, them houses are paid off.
Yeah.
Because they've been here for like over 100 years. So all they do is just when the grandparents pass away, they inherit the house next, the next generation inherits it. All they got to do at the end of the year is make sure they pay the property tax. So what Esau does is he goes to the appraisal district, the Harris County appraisal district, will again go and appraise those homes higher.
Yep.
What they do is they appraise the land that is in that area high to make the house worth more. So when you come back at the end of the year to pay your property tax, you can't afford it, and then they take the home.
And then what he do too, he'll go acquire some land, might be a few empty lots or the area he can get, and he'll build these expensive homes over there. And then and that also will help raise the taxes up over there.
Exactly, raises up the property value.
Yeah.
The land value starts to go up now because they done built a big old high rise, like just like you got over there. They got that. It's like a dorm. I don't know if it's a dorm or an apartment over there off of OST and MLK.
Yeah.
Right, right where them tracks are. That stuff that affected all them other areas going down MLK.
Yep.
And then you got Edomites living right there now, bro. On OST and MLK, bro, right in the heart of like, come on, man.
No, they probably sending Jake offer in the mail to purchase that.
Yeah. They'll put stuff on their door. Hey, hit us up. We're buying it cash.
That's why you see those signs stuck everywhere in the ground around here.
We buy cash for homes for cash. Yeah. Because eventually, what they want to do, they want to push all you Jakes out. And y'all believe in y'all talking about building up the community. Look at where y'all gonna build. Esau's pushing you out of the other areas. There's a movie, you remember the movie Divergent? Yeah. You ever seen it?
Yeah, I seen it.
There was a class of people called the Undesirables.
Undesirables.
They had no homes, no place to stay or nothing. They lived on the street, man, whole families. And then basically you had a set of people amongst the government, which that basically they were part of a different group of people that were more benevolent. They would help the people. So they would give them food and clothing and things like that. And then at the end of the movie, they made the decision that they wanted to just get rid of all the undesirables.
Right.
God is good.
They're going to tell you God is good. This guy's going to be over here celebrating Thanksgiving, a genocide of a native people.
Exactly.
That's what these people are going to be doing. He's going to be praying over to Cesare, basically thanking them that they fulfilled Micah 2.
That's right. That's what they did. Exactly what they did. That's what they're going to be celebrating. The fulfillment of Micah 2.
Yeah. They covet lands, man. They put Jake here that said, oh, you got to stay in this ward. Then Jake is like, okay, this is our neighborhood. We ain't going to go. We going to stay here. Then Esau come through, oh, we want this. Oh, we like it. It's close to downtown. We want to make an expansion. Bro, a lot of people don't even, if you're not from Houston, if you come back in like 20 years ago in Houston, I would not even say 20, go back 30 years ago to 1988, it looks completely different. A lot of these places where Esau stays now used to be Jake. A lot of people don't even know that. And there was Edomite, he was with his girl, and he was talking, his girl's from another city. And so he was telling him about Houston. He was like, oh, this area used to be ghetto. It's like now it's all high-rise condominiums and all. He's over here basically bragging about how they took over pretty much. He's talking about how they gentrified from Studewood all the way down to Studemont, all the way down through Heights.
Oh, yeah.
He basically was bragging, basically saying like how they basically took over. But Jake be like, oh, man, it's all... And it's
I cut through one of those areas yesterday because I had to come downtown. And I was like, man, I had never been in that area. I was actually kind of lost. Yeah, bro. No, right off up in the Heights area.
Yeah, Heights, yeah.
Bro, it was like a avenue, bro, full of big old townhouses. You know, like them 3 stories.
Yeah.
Full of them, all the way down. I like it. He saw them walking their dogs. They just happily, and all that area used to be real. You know, like ghetto. That's what it used to be. It used to be like. That's where Jake was and his daddies, everybody was in that area.
Yeah, because the Heights,
not no more.
The Heights area is right above I-10. And then above that is where Judah stayed. Yep. So Issachar stayed in the Heights. And then north of that, like once you get to like Studemont, because the streets is like, it goes like from like 1 to like 20-something. That's like when you get to the 30th Street, that's where Issachar ends. And then when you get to like the 40s, like you start getting to like Acres Home and different areas, that's where Judah is. And then you got 5th Ward or certain areas, like over off of 59. Video?
I'm from the Heights. Oh.
Yeah, we're talking about how
gentrification.
Love it. Yep. Right. Love it. Good luck.
Go ahead with the scripture.
Okay, this is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 18. Let no man beguile you of your reward in an involuntary humility and worshiping of angels, intruding into those things which he has not seen, vainly puffed up by his fleshly mind, and not holding the head, for which all the body by joints and bands having nourishment ministered, and knit together increased with the increase of God. So don't let no man, beguile you, which of your reward, man, that you would have waiting. I mean, you could be on the right path, but then hear this man come up to you and say he had a vision, or say that the Most High spoke to him, and come up here and tell you some weird doctrine, and you believe it and run with it, you know, and he done took your reward from you just that quick, man.
Yep. There's people like that, man.
That's right.
I think was it you that posted something up on Facebook? There was somebody that said something about how God had told them. No, I seen it on Instagram. A guy had sent this to an Israelite and told them that God had shown him that he's a prophet and that he's come to save them for the rapture or something like that.
Yeah.
You know? And the dude was just like, man, what are you talking about, man? This is how the breakdown is. That's why you got to understand the scriptures, man. You end up over there like them boys out there in Waco, David Koresh and them. Yep. You know, end up like Jim Jones and his followers out there drinking the Kool-Aid, literally. Or Heaven's Gate cult, man. That stuff is real.
That's right, bro.
Father Divine. You know?
That stuff is real.
That stuff is real, man. They give a false doctrine. They bamboozle lip, man. People have been told to go to other countries. It tells you, oh, get that. If you ain't got a scripture, don't get that in Matthew 24. This is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 3. And he had sat, and as he sat down upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world? And Yahawashi answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Christ, and shall deceive many.
That's exactly what they do.
Now, here's it going into verse 23. That if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect.
Right.
So even if it were possible, they deceive the very elect, man. Right. So if you're part of the elect, you're going to actually be shown false doctrine.
Yep.
You know, because you got people out here, man, they're on a pathway towards, basically they just don't believe, man. They got their own doctrine and agenda going on. And it tells you a lot of times that it's for filthy lucre. There's usually money tied to the reason why they teach false doctrine.
You always got an agenda behind it.
Yeah, there's always some kind of agenda of either pleasing man or money.
This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 11. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You know? So, hold fast, man, to the doctrine that you learned, you know, that the Most High blessed you with. You know, he blessed you with the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding. And don't trust in no man's knowledge and wisdom and understanding. Only the Most High. Only what this book say.
Yeah.
So if somebody teaching you something that's outside of this book, I mean, you don't need to follow that. Because the Most High's words are true and pure.
Yeah, so that means you can't believe in the Constitution.
Right.
You know, you got these guys out here trying to tell you to go and vote. There ain't nobody wearing the scriptures that tell us to go and vote.
Exactly.
That's a doctrine. That's part of how you can deceive people.
That's right.
Doctrine is not just somebody coming out of another Quran or a different religious book. It's also what you learn in school, what you hear on TV and the media, man. You know, half of our, I mean, look at just what feminism alone did to our people. Just one type of doctrine can basically be like a nuke missile to your whole people. You got people running out with feminism. That's why now you come with the scriptures about how, you know, a man is the head. Now, remember that what's called video, the John Gray, the pastor?
Oh my goodness, bro.
That's an example. This guy said that his woman was his covering.
And got a big church with a bunch of people listening, following him.
Yep. And then when you go in the comment section of the Instagram, and men were like, "Yo, that's off."
Oh,
Who was in there defending it? Oh, y'all don't want to give praise to no woman. That's why y'all don't want to give praise to no woman. Y'all just mad. Y'all just hate women. That's how they come at you. Because remember, man, when you go into that garden, man, remember, man, Eve wanted to be praised and worshipped, man. When you really examine the garden, man, the thing is a lot heavier than people think of what they read.
Right.
All right. The serpent told Eve that she shall be a god. She basically was a diva. She had a diva complex, man. A diva in Latin means goddess.
That's right.
So she wanted to be a diva. She wanted to be praised and worshipped. She wanted to basically have she wanted to be venerated, man. She wanted to be the mother goddess, the queen of heaven. All that stuff is tied. When you go into the queen of heaven and Babylon, all this stuff is tied to what happened with Eve in the garden.
Right.
When you go into Ezekiel and say they baked cakes for the queen of heaven, the original one that aspired to be praised like that was Eve. And you got this guy out there. He got a big old church, but guess who his followers are? Mainly women, misguided, silly women, and then their weak male automatons.
That's right, bro.
Y'all know what an automaton is. You ever seen where they make them robots back in the day, and they would program them, and you can wind them up, or they got like little what's called inside of them, and then they could play stuff. They could be like playing on a piano. Basically, you're just following the programming of your master.
That's right.
And that's what the men that follow behind them feminist women, they had the same feminist talking points because they're nothing but automatons. All their talking points is based on the feminist rhetoric and ideals. And then a lot of men have grown up in that, so they believe it because they've been learning that stuff from yay high. They didn't have a man in the home shutting that stuff down. They just heard they listened to their mom from yay high. So when they get to be a grown man, they falling behind their woman because they've been used to listening to a woman all their life. That's false doctrine. That's a false way. That can guide you from your reward. You got guys out there that have a problem with being head of their household. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be literally something that could take them out. Go ahead, Up.
This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 15. But the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. He shall take to him his jealousy for a complete armor, and make the creature his weapon for the revenge of his enemies. He shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and trust judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for an invincible shield. His severed wrath shall be sharpened for a sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as for a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. And hailstones full of hail shall be cast out of a stone bow, and the water of the sea shall rage against them, and the flood shall cruelty drown them. Yea, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, and like a storm shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. So, the reward, man, the reward of the righteous, and the perils that the unrighteous gonna face. The rewards are so great, man. I mean, you gonna go through some rough times, some rough trials that you gonna go through. But like the scripture has said, in Peter, you're gonna be tried as in fire. Like gold is tried in fire, man. And when gold is tried in fire, it comes out shinier and prettier.
Yep.
And that's what's gonna happen, to the righteous. But their reward, it said that their reward, they're going to inherit the kingdom, man. Mm-hmm. It's nothing better than to inherit the kingdom.
Yep.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 6. Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 17. For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline. Talking about wisdom. And the care of discipline is love. And love is the keeping of her laws. And the giving heed unto her laws is the assurance of incorruption. And incorruption maketh us near unto Yahweh. Therefore the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom. Mm-hmm. So you got discipline. You got love, which is keeping up the commandments, which is going to get you into the kingdom, man.
Yep. He said that's why when the man asked Yahawashi, he said, "Sir," he said, "Lord, what should I do to enter to keep it?" He said, "Keep the commandments."
Keep the commandments. Yep.
Which really, it starts with that gospel.
That's right.
Because the gospel had commandments.
And you got to have discipline, man, to keep those commandments.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
This is Sirach chapter 11. This is a little precept in verse 17. The gift of the Lord remaineth with the godly, and his favor bringeth prosperity forever. So it's a forever prosperity, man.
That's right.
The reward remains with the godly, man. The ones that are going to basically inherit the kingdom. And that's like the brother was saying. That those that are worthy to obtain it, they're going to obtain, that reward. But those that weren't, it's just going to be perils, troubles, torments, which we'll get further into, in the future. Because there's no reason to labor and to labor in vain, and then you find out that all you got to do is just be an Israelite. That's a lie.
Right.
It's one of the biggest lies out there, that if you're just an Israelite, you just automatically going to inherit the kingdom, bro. That's a very big lie. Because if that's the case, everybody should just sit down and try and be trap rappers, man. Go and be the next little baby, little yachty young something, and go preach wickedness on the radio.
See, that's the reward. That's the reward that you can get here
that's the
in this fleshly body. The reward you can get is money.
Yep.
You know, that's the greatest reward you can get here in this fleshly world. But in the kingdom, man, it ain't about money.
Mm-hmm. It's about power.
That's right.
It's about full autonomy and power and control over the world, over your enemies. Oh,
you know,
get that.
Inherit the most.
Get to second. Psalm chapter 2.
Got it right here. There.
You ready there?
This is Psalms chapter 2, verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. I mean, you're gonna have the whole world, man, and everything that's in it. It's gonna be yours.
Man.
So money can't even compare to that. You know? Who wouldn't want that, man?
This is go ahead and land back off of what the brother was saying. This is this is Revelation chapter 2 and verse 25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of potter shall be. They shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So it tells you that the inheritance that Yahawashi gets is going to give to those that believe and kept their works unto the end.
That's right.
So they're going to get the same thing. He said he's going to give them the same power to rule over the other nations.
That's right.
And to break them into pieces, man.
That's right.
See, that's the heavy thing about this whole gospel thing, man. It's like it's a bunch of poetic justice. That's why when you really look at it, man, you got to realize when you see these Edomites ruling and gentrifying and taking over stuff, this is their kingdom, man.
That's right.
The Most High allowed them to do what they wanted to do in their kingdom, man. And that's why when the tables are turned, man, it's going to be poetic justice.
That's right.
And all the other nations that did our people wrong, they're going to know that we're fully that the elect, Yahawashi and the elect, is fully justified in putting the beats on them.
We're going to do it righteously too. Mm-hmm. This kingdom is going to be ran righteously.
Yep.
But here's the scripture that's saying that we're going to inherit our enemy, our number one enemy.
Mm-hmm.
This is Numbers 24. I'm going to start at verse 17. I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Shet. And Edom shall be a possession. Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies. And Israel shall do valiantly. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. So when our Lord and Savior come, man, He's going to give us everything.
Declaring the end from the beginning.
That's
man.
right,
That was
man.
before we even entered into the land.
That's right.
And see, that's the cold part about it is the fact that everybody thinks the next world power is going to be China, and the Most High said, no, he literally brought up Moab and said, he said, he off the rip just said, no,
right.
He said, they ain't going to make it.
That's right.
He said, I'm going to take them down, I'm going to take Edom down. And those are the two nations, the two main nations that will have to go down when the time comes, being that those are the main two nations Israel is going to have to take down in order to receive it, because the balance of power is in Edom. From the NATO countries, Babylon, Russia, which is Edom. With the Russians is ran by Edom. That's their division that the Most High set up for the war. Because a house, if a house is divided, kingdom cannot stand. Then Russia is linked with China, who's waiting to be next in line. Most High said, out of there.
Out of there already before it even happened.
Before it even happened, he said Israel going to do valiantly. Meaning it's going to be like watching the
300.
Yeah, it's gonna be like watching 300. It's gonna be like 300 mixed in with freaking Marvel, DC Comics, right?
Yeah, right. That's right.
It ain't gonna take that many. 144,000. It's gonna take down whole armies with millions of people.
We're gonna take down the world's armies.
With 144,000 men.
That's right. Water Yahawashi, Yahawashi.
You have a dude just come through and just, jump out the sky, come out down from a chariot off the sky, just out in Shanghai.
Right.
He just take down Shanghai himself.
By himself.
By himself. He just come through and just take it down.
Kicking down buildings.
So that's what the Most High said, man. So Israel shall do. He told him, this is what's going to happen to your people. That's it. In the thing, it says this is what's going to happen to your people in the end of days. And Israel shall do valiantly, man. It's going to be out there looking crazy. And that's part of your reward, man. That's part of your reward is to basically be able to have that, man. You got something? Get that Psalm 149. That links up with it right there.
It's the book of Psalms. Psalms 149 and verse 5. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints.
But the saints come marching.
Praise ye Yahweh. That's right, man.
It's about the saints come marching in. That's really what it's talking about,
That's
man.
right.
They just don't know.
That's right what the brother was just saying, man. The Most High going to use the elect men to wreak havoc upon this place and upon their enemies, man.
So does that mean we need to go to the court? We need to go and beg Esau to change the justice system?
Yeah.
He ain't going to do that. The Most High is going to institute his own level of justice. See, Esau would have been better off just... See, it tells you, Yahawashi had the little parable where he says, if a man goeth out to battle and he sees that he ain't got enough to go to war, he make an agreement, he make a concession.
Yep.
To basically not go to battle with him because it's better for you to do that than to go into battle and lose everything.
Yep.
Esau is basically putting himself in a position where instead of him just basically coming through and saying, listen,
exactly,
we'll give you the land of Israel back. Everything that we chosen from you will restore it sevenfold.
Right.
And anybody that had committed any atrocities against you, you'll be able to do whatever you want with them. Esau could do that, but he ain't gonna do it because the Most High has a better setup for him. We don't want this man. We don't want any of this. We don't no reparations from this man.
None.
Zero. But we were listening to that Claude Anderson. He's still talking about reparations, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn about no reparations. I
want
want
for years in court.
We don't want reparations, man. We want vengeance to the spilling of the enemy's blood.
That's right.
And then we want them to be in chains.
That's right.
That's all. I mean, that's what we want.
That's what the Most High said.
That's what the Most High want, man.
That's right. We ain't gotta want it. We gonna get it.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's written already. That's what's gonna happen.
That's real man. That's real man stuff, man.
Yeah.
Not all this stuff you hear in these churches.
Right.
These churches ain't. Man, these churches straight just.
That's what Esau do.
Yeah.
Somebody do something to them, they go get revenge.
Come on, man. How many of them say? Esau don't say we forgive some.
Right.
When them people got killed out there in Thousand Oaks, California, did you see one Edomite say that they forgive the guy that killed their people?
Right.
But Jake would come out there, the dude that blew your grandmother's brains out. You done came on TV talking about I forgive. Your son got killed. You talking about I forgive.
Right.
But then let Jake go do something to y'all looking for, man. Where he at?
Why they didn't forgive Bin Laden when he ran those planes into the Trade Center?
Come on, out.
They hunted that man down and killed him and then threw his body in the ocean.
And they already were using him before because he was an informant.
Right.
He was an agent informant going back to the Soviet Union days in Afghanistan. That's how they created the Taliban. A lot of y'all don't even know that. So they went and turned on him and all the people anyway, and then they went and created some new stuff, you know?
Right.
So it's the same old two stuff, man.
That's why this place got to go, man.
Yeah, it's got to go, man. You know?
Built on lies, built on blood.
Yeah. Oh, that's in what's it called? Woe unto him that builded a house of blood. Is that no?
Where is it?
It's in Michael 2:10.
You got some Christ that you spare?
No, I ain't got nothing but.
Record me. Record this.
What's up?
Record me.
Nah, but we doing a video, man. We shooting a video, bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
You good though? We would get you on there, but we shooting something, man. Come on, brother, step back, man.
All right, I love y'all.
Alright, bro.
I'm going your video.
Yeah, you alright?
I'm going your video. I don't care. Let me get your video.
Huh?
Real quick.
You got a Bible? Go get your Bible. You get in. Go get your Bible, put your beer down, and you get in. Come on, man. See how you making fun of the Most High, bro? Look at yourself on there.
The Most High. Listen.
Look at yourself.
I am the Most High.
See how people gone, man?
Me and my uncle.
Huh?
Listen. What's up, man? Nicki Minaj, what's up?
See, this is the state of our people, bro.
That's right, man.
State of all people.
That's right.
Root of all evil.
Hey,
Come on, Jake. You done did your thing,
move to the
man.
left, bro.
We trying to be humble with you, Jake.
Your drink over there, bro.
Thank you.
Drink right there.
Thank you.
This is the state of our people.
Thank
man.
you,
That's
guys. Thank you, brother.
all right, bro.
Hey, you told the truth. Yo, you light-skinned. You told the truth? Nah.
I did
You
what?
thought I was stupid.
I did
I'm
what?
not.
I told the
You thought I was
truth.
the Most High.
Oh, yeah. Good.
I called my brother over here about the Most High.
I ain't said you was stupid.
You say your brother teaches you,
Huh?
tell him to come over.
Tell him bring him. Come on over here. Tell him to bring his
I'm
book.
gonna call him.
Call him. Tell him
I'm
bring
sorry.
his book.
No,
You
it's
all right,
good,
it ain't
it's good,
going
it's
nowhere.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, see, man, that's because our people been destroyed, man.
Yep.
Been destroyed for lack of knowledge, man. That's why a lot of our people, they're in a whole level of despair.
Yep. That's right.
This is exactly what Esau wanted, man. It's what Esau likes.
Oh, yeah.
He loves that. See, Esau, when he sees his own people out here, they don't even look at him. They
Don't
be too
even look at
embarrassed. They because they know that he ain't supposed to be in that situation. But our people, they'll stare and gawk at our people.
And laugh and mock and clown at him in the whole
But their
time.
own people, if they have an Edomite running up in here, he was dancing up and down. They gonna act like they don't see it
Right.
because they don't want to be because they don't want to be they don't want to have that mentality of like seeing their people. But they gonna see that. You know, when the kingdom is set up, you're gonna see them languishing around. They're gonna be looking crazy. You know, and they're gonna have to look at that every day. You know. See, that's why Jake. It's just like we're talking about with the whole vengeance thing. Our people have been indoctrinated, man. Our people are got Edomite supremacists in their minds.
That's right, man.
They think that I call them the Black Klansmen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I had the movie called The Black Klansman. No, man, our people are really the Black Klansmen. You're talking about a kid that got killed over in a high school. They emptied the whole clip on him, man, during lunchtime. When he left the school. But them guys, they wouldn't go put vengeance on no Edomite that did something harm to our people. It's like you got the woman, the girl Nia Long out there in Oakland, in the Bay, that got stabbed by some Edomites. Got stabbed to death on the subway, man. None of them jakes that she came up with came and went vengeance on that people that did it because they're actually Edomite supremacist group. Yep. They could get the information, find out where they're doing the meeting, and go bust back.
Right, that's right.
She was with street dudes. She has street dudes all that she grew up with. And now if another Jake had done that, they would find whoever did it and go retaliate. Mm-hmm. But they won't go to the Proud Boys or whatever gang did that and go find out where they at and go bust back. Because see, I tell you, we don't subscribe to violence about us enacting vengeance on this side, right? But just to show you the condition and mindset of our people. Mm-hmm. If the Edomite groups do that, Jake would bust back on a street gang level. If they just see just one retaliatory shoot, they say, you know what, we gotta fall back. They would immediately say we gotta fall back. That's because these guys are about that life. We done went and killed one of theirs, and they came to our meeting and shot it up and killed a couple of ours. Right. And the TV gonna be like, they're gonna say this is a retaliation for the death of so-and-so. And then them Edomites gonna sit back. Esau's a coward, man. All them Edomite supremacist groups, the reason why they're around because they believe in the military system that they have to protect them. But if they do that, and then they get retaliation back, they're gonna sit back and say, damn, we took this to another level. The reason why they could do that to our young woman now, because they realize our women are protected. They're not in a patriarchy. They have no hedge. Your covering is the what's above you. The man's covering is Yahawashi.
That's right.
The woman's covering is her man. When Esau then created a system to where the woman is uncovered, she out there willy-nilly running around being a strong, independent woman, and they realizing that she is an easy target. Because there's no man that's above her that's going to retaliate on her behalf. There's not going to come to her defense.
Right.
And that's why they're targeting women. That's why they started that sister out there in New York.
Yeah,
and when it happened last week or 2 weeks ago.
She got stabbed?
Yeah, she got stabbed. She was punched and stabbed by Edomite. And the reason why they're targeting these young girls because of the fact that Esau realizes there's no covering. You can't do that to Issachar.
And Esau he bold. He take that first step like he big and bad. Yeah. But as soon as he gets some pushback, his tail gonna go between his legs and he gonna start backsliding. He's gonna start backing up.
Yep.
Esau ain't about that life, man. He's not about that trouble.
Yeah, he's not. Those are some weak Edomites, man.
Oh yeah, I done seen it all the time.
Weak Edomites. You're in an Edomite supremacist.
Yeah.
You're in an Edomite supremacist group. You're a loser.
They gonna test you. They gonna test you. But as soon as all you gotta do is boot up on them. Like I said in Louisiana, boot up on them, and that's gonna be a wrap.
If they feel this could go to a street level, they fall back, man. All the time. All the time. Even when I was growing up, I went to a mixed high school. Esau tried some stuff. Once it started getting to another level, and at first they start thinking, okay, man, some of these guys is crazy. Oh, I know some of these guys got crazy. When guys start saying they're gonna bring their folks down, that's when they start That's when they start calling the cops. Oh, we're gonna try and.
We wasn't serious, man. We was just
playing. Because they know Jake will take it to that level, man. Esau is a goofball, man.
You think you were gonna get that serious, man? Get out of hand with it.
When Jake starts showing up to the school, like you got in the suburbs, when Jake started moving to, I'll give you an example. I'll give you a prime example. This is a true story. We moved out to Sugar Land back in the early 90s from A-Leaf, which is like a predominantly, black and Hispanic area of Houston. There was these kids, these family, they moved from Nigeria. And there was like four or five brothers. They were going to this high school called Clemens High School, which is like basically nothing but Edomites, like Moabites over there. Well, they started bullying one of the brothers. So one day, the other brothers came to the school and just started whooping up on like about 20 Edomites, like 4 of them against 20, just whooping on them, knocking them out, bam, bam, bam. That day, bro, them Edomites fell the hell back from the rest of the time them boys is there. They say, we ain't messing with them boys. Once you bust back, they do that.
They know. Can you imagine how scared these Edomites gonna be when that day comes? When these Jakes running around here, supernatural powers. Yep. They gonna be in fear, man.
They're already in fear just off regular Jake.
Oh yeah. They in fear just what brothers been doing around the world. What we doing right now.
Hey, you go to Lamar? Lamar University or Lamar High? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're asking her because a kid from Lamar High School got killed. These Jakes came and killed them, you know.
Right off campus.
It's crazy stuff, you know.
What's up, fellas?
What's up? Our people don't know what's going on, man. They don't understand we're actually in an ongoing military war.
That's right, bro.
We're in an ongoing military war, bro.
Right.
It's ongoing, man. It tells you, like you said, Yahawashi said, it said the kingdom of heaven suffers violence and the violent take it by force.
That's right.
You know? We're in an ongoing war. We are prisoners of war, man.
That's right.
That's why in the law you are a prisoner, man. That's why we could battle anybody when it comes to the United States Constitution, and we could prove to you that we know that we're not citizens.
Yep.
we're basically enacted certain rights on a temporary level that could be fully which the temporary rights that you think you have can be fully taken away from you for anything.
That's right. Let's get back into some more possessions. Israel gonna get. This is Obadiah, verse 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it.
Come on.
So the Lord said, whatever they got, we gonna get it. And more.
Yep.
And we ain't talking about no money.
Yeah, we're talking about the real riches of the world.
That's right.
You know, the real stones, gems,
right.
Waterways, land,
that's right.
Stuff that our people don't think about because they have to get it from their enemy. According to the curses, we got to go to our enemy for the one of all things.
That's right.
Jake want to go and you become a rapper. You got to go to the heathen to go buy you jewelry that you should be able to have easy access to. You know. Like the brother was talking about with the powers and stuff about us being, this is part of your reward that you can't get on this side, man. This is Leviticus chapter 26 and verse 7. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword, and 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 ye shall put, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemies shall all fall before you by the sword. That's a reward, man.
That's a reward.
You can't do that as a carnal man.
How are you, brother? How are y'all, man?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
You know, you can't do that as a carnal man. You know, Esau gonna come with his little rocket launchers and tanks and all that stuff. The heathen got their own stuff that they got, because it tells you that the red horse was going to give a sword to the people that they kill one another. So all these other nations got Esau's technology and planes and all that stuff. Most High's like, man, I'm gonna use 5 of my men to put 100 of you down, and 100 should go and put 10,000 of you down. How about that? You can't get that if you're not of the elect, man.
That's right.
Don't listen to these people out here trying to bamboozle you, telling you, oh, we Israel, man.
Yeah.
Man, we gonna get the kingdom, man. We gonna, that's
not of the elect, you're not getting no kingdom.
Yeah, rewards are earned, they're not given. See, that's what you're talking about is like a welfare state of mind, where you make mistakes and you get rewarded for it on the back end. That's a welfare state of mind. A girl go out here and go club and get knocked up by a random Jake, and then she go to the freaking go get welfare benefits and all that. So they basically rewarding her bad behavior.
Right.
Most High's not like that, man. You guys got a welfare state of mind if you believe that thing.
I got the precept for you, my finger right on. This is Amos 9 and 10. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. So if you think you can keep on running free, willy-nilly, doing what you want to do, and think that the Most High is not going to destroy you, and you're going to just get the kingdom by doing what you're doing, it's not going to happen.
See, what it is, a lot of Jakes have a destroyed state of mind because there's a lot of irregularities, man. Jake had never understood being rewarded for doing something good, man, because a lot of these guys were rewarded for doing evil things, man.
Right.
A lot of guys were given rewards under doing stuff that was actually against the scripture.
That's right.
You know, a guy go out there, he joins a gang and goes kill somebody, he gets street cred. You know, that he gets certain rewards and passes from the neighborhood he's from. He might have access to certain women because he didn't earn a name for himself by putting in work, putting in evil work. We talking about putting in the righteous work.
That's right.
See, when you go to Jake's mind, everything is left-handed. They say, man, he deserved that, man, because he putting in work. He putting in evil work.
That's right, man.
The work that it's talking about here is talking about the work of the righteous works.
That's right, man.
That's why one of the things we read earlier was talking about the works.
The works, man.
About the works and receiving the reward.
That's right.
From your works. So
that's right.
That's why Jake has a hard time understanding.
Planting the seed in a lot of people, in our people's mind. That's what we doing.
Yeah, you can't just be believing that you're going to get rewarded for doing evil.
This is Amos 9 and 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. They that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and of all the heathen which are called by my name, said the Lord, that doeth this. And that's not talking about the heathen called by his name.
Exactly.
That's talking about his people which are called by his name.
Yeah.
You notice there's 2 commas on one side. I tried to explain this to Jake on social media one day.
Yeah, it's a whole sentence.
Yeah. Who shall possess? Look, we can break it down.
It really says that they shall possess
that
Edom
they may
and the
possess,
remnant of
that they may possess the remnant of Edom. Who may possess the remnant of Edom? Those which are called by my name.
Yep.
It's simple.
It's simple. Because anything else, you don't even got a precept to match your false doctrine.
Right.
You can't even go precept upon precept with the false understanding. It clearly says that the Most High is going to deal with the other nations in a certain way, man.
That's right, man.
It's Selena Gomez.
It's clearly he don't love everybody just by that scripture.
Yep.
So who is the heathen? Whoever these heathen are, they not loved by the Most High.
Yep. And in fact, I got a precept for that. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 41. If I wet my glittering sword and mine hand take hold on judgment, because that's what we're waiting for. We're not looking to go to Esau's court system and tell him to go lock up Officer Billy Ray that killed Jake unarmed. It says, if I wet my glittering sword in mine hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to mine enemies, and I will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh.
See, Israel enemies gonna get rewards too. Not just Israel gonna get all the rewards.
Yeah, it's like a bad prize.
Right. What they call that? The zonk. What they call it?
The wombat. What they call it?
I forgot what that show you.
Yeah.
Well, that was the Price is Right. The
other one was the womp something.
Zonk or something.
Yeah. He says, I will make mine arrows drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh. And that with the blood of the slain and of the captives from the beginning of revengeance upon the enemy.
I thought the Most High was all loving and kind and sweet and cuddly.
He says the Lord is a man of war.
A man of war, man.
Now you think listen, you guys, you got these Edomites out here. Y'all think that the monsters that y'all created in the media, your Osama bin Laden's, is what you would call bloodthirsty. You have not seen terror. Y'all talking about terrorism, man. The terrorism even the terrorism that y'all put upon the world as you Edomites. Y'all Edomites have inflicted the most terror on the planet.
Exactly.
But the terror level is going to be on another level upon the return of Yahawashi, man. Like straight just terror. You know what I'm saying?
This is Amos 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?
Come on, man.
So
Most High subscribed to all the stuff that happened to us. Right. He already said it was going to happen.
Right.
So if the Most High let that happen to us, and He wrote that this stuff was going to happen to the other nations, Why y'all gonna say it's not gonna happen?
Why you don't believe that?
But then you're okay with with us getting jacked up. You're okay with millions of your people being brought upon boats across the Atlantic. Many of them being thrown overseas to be eaten by sharks. Even to this day, you got sharks that follow a certain path that trailed all those bodies that were thrown over the ships.
Right.
Then all the genocide these people did over here, these guys gonna tell you about terrorism. Get out of here. These guys are about to go celebrate the genocide of the native people on Thursday. And they're gonna sit here and tell you that they believe in Christianity. They can go ahead and sit all the way down. They can go get a chair, put a dunce hat on, face a corner, and be quiet.
Right. That's the vain thoughts of the heathen, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on,
I'll just be trolling online. And my question is,
yeah, we deal with a lot of trolls.
My thing is, if black people, the Jews, how come we don't get none of the wealth? Like America gives Israel money, but over here, black people say they're Jews and we don't receive none of it
because we disobeyed our power. He said that if we didn't follow his commandments, that he was going to make us the bottom of all people on the planet.
And those people.
He said that we're going to have to borrow from them, and that we won't lend anything to them.
So what my view on Black America is like we done.
Oh yeah.
So as I watch y'all, is it like, do y'all think we're gonna come back up, or is it
a small portion of our people globally will come back up according to prophecy? But yeah, as far as us being done as a people, yeah, we're through.
Yeah,
we're all the way through. Just put a fork in it, we're done.
Yeah.
Most High already selected an elect group of our people that He's gonna save when He returns.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that's gonna rule the world. That's exactly what we just been going over today over here.
So another one of my questions is like, how, like, I watch TV shows and stuff, and black people really didn't know nothing about. I mean, I just want to. Oh no, bro. I just want to know who we served before we came here.
Okay, before we came here, what do you mean?
Like, who was our God? You know, because we're like, it's like our people. We always got like. It seems. I'm not dissing y'all, but it just seems like one minute we Egyptians, next minute we this. You know, and it's like who did we serve before we even came here? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of hard to believe because if you do the studies, like the slave ships, you see them, like most of us come off the west coast of Africa. And you know, some people say we were studying Islam before we came here. And then as I watch American shows and stuff.
Some of our people were into Islam.
We've been into a light of idolatry. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why we in the condition we're in right now.
And then I'm looking at, okay, I say, they say we had voodoo, but then that was considered savage. You know, so it's just, you know, I'm just like, man, like,
really, you got to think about it like this. You got to think about it like this. You're bringing up a good point. If we were serving other gods, if we were into voodoo, because this is all documented. That some of the slaves that were brought here were into Islam or were into like voodoo type of religions, right? If we were into those things and this stuff happened to us, were those religions good? Were those religions able to save us?
No.
So that means that wasn't the correct religion. Our people went into idolatry, and that's why we went down. Now I'm going to bring this. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, and verse. I'm going to start at verse 15.
I understand that, but I'm just starting to feel like I'm like the black church has failed us.
Well, the black church is based on
poverty.
Who did the black church learn from?
The white man.
They go to theological schools and learn the Bible.
But my thing, I'm to the point. I'm like, it's kind of blasphemous, but I'm like, is anybody coming back to save black people?
Oh yeah,
that's what we've been talking about.
You know, I'm like, man.
So it's just going to save a remnant. It's just, like you said, it's only going to be a small amount of people that believe that are going to be saved and delivered. Because, get second Esdras. But let me give you this precept real quick, because this is what was told to us during the time of Moses. Okay. That if we did not serve the Lord, that we're going to have certain things happen to us.
Yeah.
So if you read the Bible, that's why the Old Testament is important, because it shows you the pattern of our people. Yeah. It shows our people will be worshiping the Lord, doing the right thing, and then we'll go worship other gods. Right. And then what he would do, every time we did that, he would then have other nations, basically the other biblical nations, the other races would then come and take us down.
Yeah.
And it was like consistently.
So next year is 400 years for us in America, you know. So, like, do y'all see any prophecy or anything like that?
You can see tension is boiling as far as the Third World War.
Yeah.
You know, and that's prophesied in the Bible.
Yeah, the war to end all, the last great war in the Middle East is prophesied, and the people that are involved are all in the Bible. The same countries, you know, are in there. They have their biblical names, like Gog and Magog is Russia, and then you have Persia, which is Iran. That's why they changed the names of some of these countries, like you know, back in the early 1900s, Iran used to be called Persia. But the elites enacted a thing that made them change their name. So that way, when you go into the Bible, you won't know who's who.
So America, I sometimes wonder, is America that mystery Babylon cities, right?
It is.
That they said all the merchants of the world shot with her and they cried.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
when Babylon gets destroyed, all the other nations are going to weep because they made their money off of it. All other nations make their money. Their economy is heavily tied to the U.S. economy.
Yep, that's right.
So if you take down the U.S., everybody is going to basically they're no more.
So if Babylon burns, like, are we supposed to look at Revelations as a mystical, like God, or just like man just pushes a button and blows it up?
What's up?
Like, are we like? How do we read Revelations without it being such a mystery? Like, to understand the date, you know, because you, like, I was trying to find America, like, in the Bible, and I feel like it's Babylon. So if it's supposed to burn up, like, is God supposed to, like, go from heaven and burn it up? Or, I mean, because the only way I see it being done is man shooting a missile over 13 and blowing us up. I mean, because Revelations is kind of hard to understand. You know?
Yeah. Well, let me do this. Let me get the precept. Let's get a few scriptures.
Okay.
Just to address like your beginning question. We're going to get right to that. He's going to hold it for you.
Say Revelation 12.
12 and 17. No, 17 and 12. Yeah, 17 and 12.
10 lines.
Yeah. It's a burn of a fire. Yeah, so let me deal with the what's it called question, because let's first deal with the aspect of who we're worshiping and what happened. One, according to the scriptures, this is what the scriptures say. This is what the Lord, that the Israelites worship by the name of Yahweh, said, if you keep my commandments, nobody can take you down. That was literally in there. He said, as long as you do what I say, and you worship me, you keep these commandments, and you do what I say, nobody on the planet can take you down. Meaning that if they tried to go to war, they could bring 1 billion people, and they would lose. Because he's going to rise up and protect us. He's going to basically find a way to make sure that we don't get taken down at all. But once we get away from him, we lose that protection, and then that's why everybody can do what they do to us. That's why everybody can come to your neighborhood. They can just take things. You know, they can come through and set up businesses. They can come through and gentrify you. You out look how many of our people are homeless.
Oh, I see it every day. I live downtown. It's horrible.
That's right, bro. That's all you see. That's all you see is our people.
And it's not just
and
here.
they all talking to
That's in every city.
Yeah, like
in every city in the
I'm
U.S.
from the Midwest, Indianapolis, and like I travel and like everywhere
and
I go.
they all talking to themselves, most of them. Smitten with madness. That's what one of the curses in the Bible.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. He says, but it shall come to pass. This is future. This is Moses giving them the law. Okay. He said, it shall come to pass if thou will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Yeah. He put provision of curses that will come upon us if we don't do what he said. Yeah. And among those is us being sold into slavery. Yeah. That was actually in the scriptures, that we were going to be sold into slavery all over the earth. Yeah. That we were going to be hated everywhere we go. that we were going to be ridiculed, that we were going to have everything taken from us, that we were going to be slaughtered without justice.
Right.
That was all in there.
Right. Okay.
So this is the one I was holding for you on the other gods, right?
Yeah.
This is verse 64. As you go down to curses, it goes through a list of them. Now verse 64 says, "And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people."
Right.
From one end of the earth to the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right.
Now, when you go into like the slave trade when you go into like those religions that our people were into, there were religions that had idols.
Yeah, right.
In Islam, you had the cobblestone.
Right.
That was a religion that didn't even exist at the time that the Deuteronomy was written.
Right.
Then if you go through the other ones, they had like wood gods. They would carve up and they would basically throw on masks and dancing and stuff. That's what our people were doing. Right. So the Most High, at some point,
they got the cross.
Yeah, so they got the cross.
Yep.
So I got to ask y'all this question. Then I'm about to go. But do y'all think that religion is a way to keep the black man controlled and calm in America, so he won't go wild?
That's what religion is. That's what religion means.
Well, okay. Well, even to the belief, because it's Muslims and it's Christians in America black.
Correct.
So I just like, is this a way just to keep black people calm, so we won't retaliate and just be like?
Well, religion.
Because we at the bottom of the barrel.
Religion comes from the Italian word religio.
Right.
Which means to bind. So you bound to that philosophy of that religion. You can't go outside of it. You got to stay bound to that religion.
Right.
You know.
That's why around this time of the year, you have holidays surrounding these false religions. And if you don't do it, you get ostracized by your family.
Yep.
Tell your people that you know that you don't believe in Christmas no more. They're gonna say you didn't
see what happened.
But then if you go in the scriptures, there is no Christmas that you're supposed to celebrate. They'll tell you celebrate Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving was based on the killing of the natives.
Let's do the Revelation question for them about Babylon.
Yeah, the Revelation question. Go ahead and answer it. Yeah.
You want to start at 16?
16 is good.
This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
The whore is Babylon. When you go to the Revelation, it tells you that the great whore is Babylon.
Right.
So it tells you that the other people that were of the same confederacy with the whore, which is Babylon, are going to decide to burn it with fire. Now, how would another country that was once in league with America burn it with fire? In what way? How would they be able to do it?
Look at this next verse. For God has put it in their hearts to fulfill His will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. So the Most High put it on their mind to do it.
Eventually He's going to put it in their mind.
Right. Yep.
He's going to put it in their mind to basically say, we got to get rid of America. They're just going to wake up one day and they're going to get all their nuclear missiles and they're just going to shoot them at America. They're all going to come to a big agreement and they're going to just shoot them all at once.
Yep, that's right.
And it tells you the land is going to be a desert wasteland from one end to the other.
Nobody can be able to inhabit it no more.
No human being's going to live here. It's just going to be. Well, if you got part of the elect, you're out of it. But what's going to happen is if let's say it happens, and you never repented, you never got baptized in the name of Yahawashi, you never got your sins remitted, then what will happen is you basically would die, and then you would basically be brought back up for judgment to face your judgment of whether you're going to enter into the kingdom or go and be cast into the lake of fire.
You know, I'm about to go, but man, I like y'all, man, because I was on YouTube, right? And I don't know what branch y'all were part of, but everybody had on purpose. And something happened where I guess a member had got beat up by the police or something. But it was like hundreds of men around.
Yeah.
And then see, I sell books for a living.
Yeah.
So I went to the gay parade trying to sell a book, right? And I had never went to an experience like that. That was just crazy, right? And then I seen man like y'all on the other side, and it was like really reading a page out the Bible, like out of Solomon and Gomorrah.
Right.
Because you had men like you over here, like the LBJ gay. Over here, and they was mocking y'all. And it was just like reading about Lot, Sodom and Gomorrah. I'm just sitting there, I was like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, and it tells you that Babylon is also spiritually known as Sodom.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. It says Egypt, spiritually known as the great city, is known as spiritually Edom and Egypt and Sodom.
Yeah.
So
this is spiritually Egypt.
Yep, because Egypt goes back to our captivity. That's why spiritual Egypt, because this is just like our captivity.
And they worship all the same gods as Egypt did.
Yeah, same gods. It's a lot of the same gods. So it's not Egypt.
Man, I'm out, man.
All right, bro. We here every Saturday, man.
Right, shoot. Hey, that's good, man. Yep. Got a little interaction, man. He said he had confessed that he was a troll, but he didn't troll us.
You probably seen us on that.
Yeah, he might have seen us maybe at one point and probably just like, he said he's a troll. See, he got Jake out there. The reason why Jake trolled, because Jake don't want to deal with reality. That's how it's a coping mechanism.
That's what it is.
That's all trolling is. Trolling is just a coping mechanism to deal with captivity.
But the Most High gonna give him that awakening.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Jake be on there be like, man, you guys ain't talking about nothing.
And it's gonna be too late.
That's
Be too late, like when Noah had prophesied for them 100 years.
Yep, they was mocking us.
Yep, as soon as them doors closed
They started running. They probably
on that ark, they knocking on that door.
You know they was probably knocking. You know they was trying to run and
late.
where Noah at, man? Where Noah? That ring started just moving up and up and up and up. He already on the ark, man. He probably was just like,
What was that Justin Timberlake song? It's too late.
yeah, that's
It's too late. It's too late, man.
yeah, Cry Me a River.
Yeah.
Then Too Late to Apologize. That was
Oh yeah, who that?
Wonder. No, man, that was a big song. I forgot who made it. I want to say Timberland might have co-produced with them guys. That song, yeah, it's too late, man. But according to other doctrines out there, it's no, it ain't. You know, you're just gonna get in the kingdom,
Right.
You're gonna be shamefaced in the kingdom. But you gonna while you beating up on Esau, man, you damn me the
You're gonna be walking around in the kingdom like this. Man, come on, man.
And kicking Esau
With
while
your
you're
head
crying,
down.
with your head down, beating up Esau.
Every time you see one of the men of the elect, you're gonna put your head down.
Come on, man. We had to tell the brother the real deal, man. Like if you don't get your sins remitted, you know, and you die,
That's right.
you're gonna wake up and then you're gonna face your judgment, and then it'll be determine your fate, whether you get inherit the kingdom or whether you're cast into the lake of fire, man. Learn to the Lord, are 2 and 2, man.
But if your name is not in the book of life,
How you gonna get to the kingdom?
that's what I'm saying.
Come on, dog.
How you gonna get it? How you gonna get eternal life if your name is not in the book of life?
All right. That means there's no reason to have a book if we're just all Israel. Don't mean reason to have
You
a
don't
book with
need
names in
it.
it.
Don't need that book.
It tells you there's a book of remembrance written for them, for the saints, right?
Yep, that's
It says
right.
in there was a book of remembrance, man. See, it was one thing you got people to understand is that even in the world that we're in, coons and sellouts are not remembered, man. It's the brave men that are remembered in history.
Right. That's right.
That's the reason why you had a bunch of people that sold out our people back in the 60s. And they're not remembered and brought up, man. But guys like Malcolm X, even though that was a different time period before the gospel was really coming out, he's remembered because he stood up like a man.
That's right.
You know? But they made no remembrance for people that sold out their own people, man. There's a bunch of those that existed, man. They're not remembered to this day. We had guys out there that made that was on national TV going up Jakes going up against Malcolm X in debates, talking about we should bow down to Esau. People don't even remember their names. But when you bring up Malcolm X, you say, man, I know that guy, man. That dude stood up for something.
That's right. And he wasn't taking no crap.
Yeah. So that's the same thing with this, man. A book of remembrance is for those that stood boldly. Oh.
Holy in the name of the Lord.
Let's go to that second Ezra chapter Chapter 2. Chapter what? Verse 42. Chapter 2, verse 42. 41. Go down to 40, 39, 40. Should be on this side. One that stood boldly.
Yeah.
Who are they? Right.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 47. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God whom they have confessed in the world.
No,
then
read up one verse.
Okay.
Yeah, who are these?
This is 2nd Ezra 2 verse 46. Then I said unto the angel, what young person is it? What young person is it that crowneth them? Giveth them palms and psalms in their hands. So he answered and said unto me, it is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord.
Come on, man. So, and it sounds like they were given crowns upon their head too.
That's right.
That's a reward, man. That's a representation of the eternal reward, man.
Yep.
The crown that fadeth not, meaning that you're going to be forever.
The crown of life.
The crown of life, man.
Right.
Eternal life, meaning that you're gonna live forever, man.
Right.
You're eternal. You're immortal. You put off the immortal and put on immortality,
right,
man. Oh, that's in there too. That's right. Whoa, isn't that in there?
Princess of Power.
That's in there. That's in probably the early 40s. Because it says they put off the immortal. That's why I wanted you to go up a little bit more, but I didn't remember what verse it was.
I think I had a bookmark.
Yeah. Because we want to get the full reward picture.
Yeah.
You know?
That's it right there. Verse 43.
Yeah. You started this up.
2nd Ezra 2 and 42. I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns.
Come on, man.
And was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly.
And then where's the immortal? They put on the immortal, put on immortality. Isn't that there?
So I asked the angel and said, Sir,
what's that, bro?
What are these? He answered and said unto me, these be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of God. Now are they crowned and receive palms. What Esau brought over here, man?
I don't know, bro.
Wicked, dude. Wicked.
I don't know what the hell that is, man. Dude look bugged out too. Probably has shit in there.
Ain't no telling.
But yeah, you read it, the part, the immortality,
Yeah.
immortal? Yeah, that's basically become immortals, man. Basically become superheroes.
Superheroes. Live forever.
Can do many great things.
Right.
Can run faster than a speeding bullet.
That's right, man.
Leap whole buildings. The real Superman.
The real Superman.
You know? Faster than a speeding bullet. Remember the freaking cartoon with the Superman? Faster than a speeding bullet. You know, they had the fastest train. Because they were showing running the train.
Yeah.
He'd be running faster than it. He'd leap a building.
And he'd be on the ground and saying, leap buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
Well, that was my cartoon.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
Just think how you're gonna be when you get to see it in real life.
Yeah.
Real action heroes. And they gonna be heroes.
Yep.
And they take this place down.
Yeah.
And the rest of the world.
It tells you the Savior shall come up, rise up upon Mount Zion, and shall judge the house of Esau, man. The Most High is gonna have a whole bunch of basically the Avengers.
He's gonna judge the house of Esau, bro. Can you imagine what their reward gonna be after that judgment? Woo! It ain't gonna be no crown. I tell you that.
Yep. So he says he said he's gonna. He said he has a great sacrifice in Bosra.
Right.
Right.
Great.
He said I have a great sacrifice in Bosra.
And they think this is place is a joke, man.
This way. What you doing?
They really think this place is a joke.
Yeah, don't touch that. I don't know what that is.
Voodoo or something. You put
Yeah,
on.
exactly. Could be some kind of wickedness, some spell he put in there.
Just don't know.
But yeah, man, I mean, that's what we're talking about, man, that reward, man. You got to understand that. Don't let these guys tell you that, because that can make you not want to continue on.
Right. That's
If you end up hearing that doctrine, you believe it.
Yep.
Like, man, I'm Israel anyway, man, I'm good. I even heard guys say that too. I already know all that, man. I'm good, man. Man, just don't take the chip.
That's that big
You got
out.
guys that have regulated, that have changed the whole message. That came down to one final thing: don't take the chip.
That's that big out. What we read earlier.
We've already said it many times that the RFID chip is the market beast. We're not going to talk about it because of the fact that you need to. We're talking about the gospel message, man. How are you going to overcome taking the chip if you don't have faith?
Yep.
If you get to day 3 and you ain't eating nothing, and then you saw them got at your local elementary school got a chipping center at your local elementary school in your neighborhood, you're gonna end up bowing down to that, because one, you're still carnally minded because you haven't been renewed, and your sins hadn't been remitted, you hadn't gone through the process of sanctification and all that stuff.
That's right.
So you're gonna start thinking carnally, and you're gonna say, well, look. That false doctrine can come in your head and say, let me go take this chip. Let me go feed myself and my family. I'm going to be in the kingdom anyway. That's what's going to happen, man. That's right. A little bit of leaven. Leaven's a whole lump. The whole lump of dough. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little. Just that one little bit of false doctrine can make you just change your whole process of thinking towards staying, unto the end. That's why we got to teach against it.
Right.
The proper reward and understanding that's for the elect, man. He says, those that wait upon him. I mean,
That's right.
The Most High, he's like, he got beef with some of our people, man.
Oh, yeah.
He got long-standing beef, man. Like, y'all people don't understand, man. He got beef with some of our people, man.
The scripture he said, the sinners shall die by the sword.
Mm-hmm. You got beef going back thousands of years.
Of my people shall die by the sword.
Now, how does it make sense if you're righteous and you died by the sword, right? Then somebody else that wasn't righteous, they died by the sword, but both of y'all came back in the kingdom.
Make no sense.
That makes no sense at all.
That's the vain thinking, like the heathen think, that they can get salvation.
Yep, it's that once saved, always saved. Once an Israelite, always an Israelite. I know I'm Israel, so I'm saved. That's what that doctrine was around going back to Yahushua. That's why the Yahushua was arguing with that dude. He said, "I'll be of Abraham's."
If they think like that, why are they out here doing work?
Yep.
Why you might well go live it up, man.
Come on, man.
Go roll you up a big old fat blunt, smoke it, get you a couple of hookers.
Yeah.
And then hang out in the crib, smoke with the hookers. Live it up, bro.
Yeah, all women just go and be an escort, be a stripper. Dude go and make a mixtape. Try and be the next young ratchet. Young ratchet, little dusty.
Little baby.
Guys, man.
That song, Little Baby, got that thing up, man.
When.
That's the ABC song.
Yeah, they was saying when. This Little Baby.
But you ever listen to it?
Which one?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. That's the same song, bro.
Bruh.
I was listening to it, I say, come on, man, this is the ABC song.
That boy had a verse where he said, when, this Little Baby.
Ran out of words. Crying like a baby.
But Jake, that's Jake one of you.
Jake, right here.
He's on the south side, they can make it themselves. With no one ever choose and give it free as hell. He's on the south side, they can make it themselves.
That's what Jake wanted. That's all Jake wanted, right?
Yeah, if Jake can have some stuff with some spinning rims and chromium and got some bass in it, man, and he can go eat some abominable foods, he good, man. Meanwhile, it's my south side, man. And if this place keep going, south side gonna be all Esau.
Esau gonna mock you no matter what you looking like.
Yep. Esau gonna be sitting there on Cullen. Esau gonna be on Yellowstone in 5 years, like riding bikes.
Gonna be on
talking about, man, I'm over here in Third Ward, dude.
Cullen and Martin Luther King.
You know, he's gonna be all up in there, man.
Wow, they gonna be on Martin Luther King. Have Martin Luther King running through their neighborhood. They gonna probably change the name on that.
Esau's gonna be mocking you, Jake, man. That's what they doing in Brooklyn, man. Out there in Brooklyn, Edomites is straight mocking Jake, man.
Yep.
Straight mocking. In fact, that stabbing happened in Brooklyn, man. The one where that lady got stabbed happened in Brooklyn, man.
That's right.
I remember when we was coming up, they remember, is Brooklyn in the house? Now it's nothing but Edomites, man. They just push y'all out. Y'all thought y'all was tough, man. We thought y'all was bad down south. You know?
That's right.
We thought y'all was some killers over there, man. We thought y'all was some wild, untamed gorillas. You know?
Let Esau take it over.
Where Brooklyn? The DJ, where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? You like, man, them boys is cold up there. Them boys in Brooklyn about that life. Esau was a freaking skinny ass Edomite with freaking speckles on his face and came through, look at the freaking project, look at Marcy project, came to Bed-Stuy, was doing a evaluation.
I want this.
He said, this is ours. Went back and talked to a few of his people, came through and pushed y'all out. Right. Small ass Edomite with some freaking speckles. You know?
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Dude then came through, he just looked up. Said, yeah, we could build a nice right here on Marcy. And just had to push y'all Jakes out, man, with ease. All you know, our people can't even see it, man. Our people are so blind they can't even see. When you really examine things and see on a carnal level, like when we're listening to the Claude Anderson piece, on a carnal level, you can see that they're actually planning on taking us out.
Taking us out.
You can see it on a carnal level. You don't even need to be spiritual to see it. Because all you got to do is just go to these cities and see what's going on, and see the homelessness rate among our people, and see how they're gentrifying our areas. Where are you going to stay? They have no future for you.
Right. They don't want you there.
All they got to do is pull away Section 8, and you won't be able to get none of them apartments no more.
No.
And then they'll tear those down and then build up high rises.
Yep. That's right.
You know?
That's right.
That's all they got to do, man. All they got to do, bro, is just pull away that welfare state. Because the vast majority of our population is tied to the welfare state. Because you got to think about it. The majority of the people, our people that have the bulk of the kids are people that are tied to the welfare state.
Yep.
So the women and the children that are tied to that's probably 70% of our population.
That's right.
That's tied to the welfare state. So all Esau got to do is pull away the welfare state, and it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's a complete wrap, man. If Esau does that, man, that's gonna be the worst. That's gonna be among the worst thing you're ever gonna see in your life.
They trying to do it.
And you saw in the news 2 weeks ago, a woman, she had 2 kids. She left her 2 kids at a cell phone shop.
Yep, just left out here.
Probably couldn't get no welfare because I know what's going on out there. I know a girl that she told me after the hurricane came, after the flood happened, that they couldn't get no more of them Section 8 housing. If you didn't get on before the storm came, you practically can't get it. And then what happened was, if you look at other cities in Texas, they were filled up too because people started moving to those places trying to seek them Section 8 housing benefits.
They let Esau get them all. Esau getting all
a lot of Edomites got them spots. They went and got them vouchers and moved into nice apartments.
Yep.
They know how to hustle. They know how to game the system, man. There's Edomites out there in Sugar Land where I stay. They game in the system. They got big old. They're getting all kind of benefits, and they got houses and stuff.
You got a hood house. You can choose who you want to stay in. You can choose who you want.
As long as they get a nice enough voucher, they'll go there. Boom. You can get an actual home. You can get in Sugar Land. You can get a decent 3-story home in a nice area.
Yep.
And they could put you. They could put you up in that joker. Have you paying like $300, $400 a month off the voucher? And you be living, your kids be going to a great school and all that stuff. You saw me hustling, that stuff.
Right.
A few Jakes came up on them because I've ran into them Jakes in Sugar Land. You know, it'd be a single mother with 2 or 3 kids. She living out in a nice neighborhood in a 3-bedroom home. You know, that qualified for a voucher.
Right.
But if they pull that out, it's a wrap for our people, bro. It's a wrap. They pull that, and that's all they got to do, really. That's all they really got to do, bro. And that's actually like the death blow to right now our people are just on life support in Babylon, barely getting by. But once they pull that out, man, that's when you're gonna see like kids. You know, you don't want to see that, man. That's something the Most High can have happen.
That's right.
He can put it up. Esau can just say, man, let's do this, and then before you know, you're gonna see kids out here homeless, bro, abandoned,
with their parents, or maybe abandoned. Yeah.
Yeah, or without their mom. Their mom just leave them at the fire station. Just start abandoning them left and right. Because a lot of them was using the system to come up off anyway. Then they can't go back to the baby's father, because the baby's father, he either don't care, he don't know, he never had no connection with the kids sometimes, or he might be in jail, whatever it is. And you can't put the burden on it's going to be hard to put the burden on the rest of Israel, on the rest of our people to take in all them kids or something like that would have happened. You know what I'm saying? It'd just be too much of a burden. You know? It'd be like, man, we ain't got no space. We ain't got nothing, man.
Yep.
We can't do nothing. No. That's why women is out here complaining about protection and provision, man.
What is that?
I don't know. I was looking at it.
It's like a boot. It's like a kid's boot. Yeah. Yeah, but you know, that's why we wanted to get the righteous reward, man. We need our own kingdom. That's just what the solution is, man. That's what it comes down to. Jake telling you about building up the community. That stuff is done. The only thing you can do right now is just build up your family and build up the house of the Lord. That's really it.
That's right.
Build up yourself in the Lord. Build up your fellow brethren.
This place ain't got nothing to offer.
It ain't. That's why we don't see. We ourselves. We don't. When we look at the things like gentrification,
this place is the walking dead.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Yep.
It's just a matter of time, bro, before it's done.
Yep. Zombie. It's gonna turn into zombie land, bro.
Yep.
Because when you go into the original zombie movies back in the early 1900s, it was Jakes that was zombies. They switched it up later to make it be like showing you other races. But what they were doing, they were mocking Jakes. Because the word zombie comes from, I think, a Central African word, zombo or something like that. And it tells you that we're the congregation of the dead, man. Yep. We're really the walking dead, man. That's why when you go to Ezekiel 37, it tells you about the dead bones in the valley, man. Because our people are really dead people. That's why when you look at the state of our people, you can see that there's no life in them.
No life.
You know, sometimes you can look at somebody, you can see, just like when you can pull up a video of guys like we pulled up a video I was watching earlier with some gang out here. Them guys is dead in the eyes. They talking, they moving, but there's nothing. But there's no life in them.
No life.
They ain't got no life in them. That's why everything that they do is based on a death style.
Death.
Everything they do is based on going closer and closer to death.
Yep.
Doing more drugs, killing more people. Basically, everything they're doing is just
destroying. I mean, we're talking about killing their own people.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about killing Esau.
Yeah.
Do that. You know what I'm saying?
They can't do that.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Right, what's going on?
Yep, we're going over the gospel prophecies.
Oh, yeah?
Right.
Hebrew?
Huh?
12 tribes of Israel.
Hey, Hebrew, right? 12 tribes.
Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Beni Israel.
Huh?
Like, it's just like the same story in Islam.
Islam as a religion is a fusion of it's a counterfeit off of the Old Testament of the Bible, and also it's based on a Mesopotamian god.
Right. I don't know what?
A Mesopotamian god by the name of Allah.
Right. No, he's not Mesopotamian
No,
though.
well, Mesopotamia is a region. I'm just speaking as into a region, but the god Allah.
Yeah.
The god Allah.
Yeah.
Originated in Mesopotamia. Going back into the BC era. He's a moon god.
No.
You don't believe me? I'm gonna get on Wikipedia for you, bro.
I'm Muslim.
I'm telling you where your religion came from.
No,
bro.
that was okay.
Abraham, the people of Abraham, thought that God was a moon. He told them that it wasn't a moon. There's no, like, bro, like, there's, Allah is not a moon god. Like, that's like, if you go to a Muslim country,
why y'all got this? Why y'all got the crescent in the moon? Why y'all got the star with the crescent?
that has nothing to do with it. That's like cultural. That's like the lunar. Because
there's a reason why that's shown on many flags in Muslim countries. When you go to Muslim countries, from Turkey to Pakistan, they got that on there,
only
bro.
those two.
Saudi Arabia doesn't
but
have it. But they all push that. They all push that.
No, because so it's based off a lunar calendar. Like our calendar is based off the moon, so that's why the crescent moon's on there, because that symbolizes a new month. There's nothing to do with the moon god, man. You can't be preaching, like, you can't be saying this is a moon god. Like, that's not true at all. Like, the people of Abraham used to think that the moon was a god. They thought the sun was a god, but Abraham preached like monotheism. You find anything? Because you're not going to find anything because he's not a moon god.
Because we were showing this to somebody last week. Or was it 3 weeks ago?
You're right. He must have been dumb as fuck.
What prophecy's been fulfilled, though, in the Quran?
What prophecy has been fulfilled? What do you mean?
What prophecies? They got any prophecies in the Quran? Or prophecies have came to pass?
I mean, there's plenty of evidence. Like, are you asking, like, for evidence in the Quran that, like...
I mean, just, like, something that been spoken of in the Quran that came to pass.
The end of the Romans. That's a big one. Surah Rum talks about, like, predicted, like, the end of the Romans, and that happened. Top of my head, like, I'm not even that early.
The Romans still here today.
The Roman Empire.
The people that were descendants of the Romans are still here today.
What was the Roman
Empire?
What was the Roman Empire symbol?
I'm saying Hercules, like the defeat of Hercules.
What was their symbol, though?
I don't know.
The eagle. What's the symbol of America?
It's not the same thing.
They descendants, man. They descendants of each other, bro.
Wait. So, I just wanted, like, what do you guys, like, are you guys Christian? Or Judah, like Jews? What's, like,
we're Jews.
You're Jews.
From the tribe of Judah.
We're the real Jews.
That's where the Jews come from, the tribe of Judah.
So you believe in the Old Testament?
Old and the New.
And the New.
Yeah.
The New Testament is...
Wikipedia.
It's no different.
Allah is a lunar deity. And you can look up Allah and find old... Bro.
You just pulled up some random...
No, but, bro, you can find there's old artifacts going back to Mesopotamia.
No, you're not going to...
Allah is a combination of two Hebrew characters, bro. The and the La. Allah. That means this just simply means God. That's not a name.
It means God.
That's all it means. It's not a name of the power. That's an actual false God. It's a moon. It's a moon God.
The thing is, it's the same God as, like, the God that Muslims believe in. It's the same God that Christians believe in. The same God as Jews.
The same God.
Yeah, it's just a different word. Because you're telling me that you're telling me that when I pray, I'm praying to a moon God.
You're praying to a false God.
That's right. Our God got a name. Our God got a name.
Because Allah is
what it means. No, our God's name is Yahweh.
Yahweh, yeah.
And it means He exists. And His Son has a name. His name is Yahweh. Yahweh Shah.
God has a son.
Yeah, Yahweh Shah in the Bible.
Y'all call him Isa.
No, we don't. No. We don't believe he has a son. How can God have a son? So you're telling me that I believe God...
the firstborn, the first creation.
Right.
But
how does God
have a son, though?
I'm a son of God.
No, you're not.
What do you mean I'm not?
You're not a son of God. You're a human. You're a human, man.
There you go.
Like how could God physically have a son, though?
Man, you don't even understand the Bible, though. You don't understand it. That's why you can't.
No, I'm asking you to explain, like...
But that's why I can't explain it to you if you don't believe in it.
You don't believe it.
So how can I explain it to you?
Get John chapter 1, verse 10.
No, I just want to understand, like... Explain to me, like, God's son, like, from your perspective. How could God, who's, like, not a human...
Get this for you. I'm gonna get it out of his own mouth. Him calling somebody his own son.
Right. I mean, you can pull it from the Bible. Doesn't mean I'm gonna believe it because I don't believe in the
Bible.
Bible.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm asking
what I just said.
I'm saying, like, Like, can you like physically
We
explain?
can't speak. We can explain everything through the Bible.
Like,
We explain everything through the Bible.
well, I'm saying like like not from a biblical perspective. Like, how
If
can God?
if we don't tell you from the Bible, then we'll be lying.
Right, no, you can tell me.
We're becoming our own
right,
God.
you could tell me
because
from
you
the
got to
Bible.
speak from your Quran.
Quran, yeah.
You got to speak from your Quran. So
Right.
if you bring your evidence from your Quran, we can deal with our own piece of evidence. The fact is this. The fact is that your Quran has no end time prophecies. Ours does, bro.
Has what?
End time prophecies. The only thing you believe in is the Mahdi.
The Mahdi.
That's all y'all believe.
No.
Y'all believe that he's gonna come back and set things in order. That stuff came from our book.
And Jesus.
That came from our book. Your stuff is a corruption. Your stuff is nothing more than a plagiarized version of our book, bro.
No. Here's the thing.
And that's what it is, man.
It's not a plate. No.
Our
Like,
stuff deals with the beginning to the end of the time, bro.
right. Same
Your
with the
stuff
Quran.
deals with some. Your stuff deals.
What you don't
with
understand the way Islam works is like it starts from Adam, and then we have like all the prophets that go down to Muhammad.
Ours does
Jesus,
too.
like we believe Jesus came.
Ours does too. If you go to Matthew chapter 1,
Right.
it goes through the genealogy, the actual physical gene line, going down to the Messiah.
Right, but the whole point of Quran is like you don't need to know that information. Like if the Quran is like
The word Quran means to recite.
Right.
You recite the freaking Quran, bro. What are you talking about? You don't need to know the information. If that's
that's not what I said.
Recite,
I
bro.
said the Quran. It's what's in it is the stuff you need to know. Like you don't need to know the lineage of like.
Yes, you do.
No, you don't. Why do you need to know that? What does that
Because
mean?
the blessing goes through a certain lineage.
Huh?
Because the blessing goes through a certain lineage. That's
We
why
had
you guys
to know.
right.
The reason why we had to
The blessing goes through that lineage right here.
Yeah, and we have the 12 tribes of Israel. Like that's in the Quran
That's right.
as well.
Yeah, y'all. And listen, your religion was one of the main enslavers of our people.
That's right.
These people over there in the Middle East call our people Abid
right.
as slave, and he wants us to believe in that. You want us to believe in? Listen, you want us to believe in a religion that classifies our people as Abids?
That's cultural. That's different, man.
Get out of here with that stuff, bro.
Listen. Well, no. Here's the thing. There's many.
The Most High is going to destroy all Ishmaelites, man. He's going to put them into slavery, man. They're going the same thing that they did to our people is going to be done unto them.
That's right.
That's according to the word, bro.
Yeah. Like, bro. Here's the thing. Because slavery.
Get out of here with Islam, man. Islam can go and get tossed into the lake of fire, man.
Man, how are you gonna preach if you're like just coming off like that?
It
Here's
is.
the thing. The first person who did the call to prayer in Islam was a black man who converted to Islam. Bilal. You heard of Bilal? Bilal ibn Rabah? You don't see
Listen, man. If your guys cared so much about the black Islamic people, you wouldn't have them being thrown into slavery all throughout Algeria, Libya.
That's right.
They enslaved them in the Middle East. They call them Abid. You go to Iraq. You go all over the place. They treat them the same. So listen, man, let's deal with that stuff, bro. We ain't ignorant people over here, bro.
No,
we ain't ignorant people over here, bro.
No, that's fair, but like if you.
So why aren't you doing something about it? If y'all are so great, if you Muslims are so peaceful people, why don't you go and stop mistreating them like that when they believe in your same religion?
Here's the thing, like I can go to
because they're liars, man. They hate.
No. If you go to right now, if you go to Ethiopia, you're gonna find the same treatment of other black West Africans get treated bad in Somalia, in Ethiopia. The same thing's happening. So you can't just pinpoint.
They believe in that stupid Islam, just like
no, it's not. The non-Muslims are doing it too, man.
Just like
you think about who brought those people to Libya. I mean, it was the Nigerian, like West Africa.
Bro, they migrated, bro. Just stop it, bro. Listen, my people, listen. My people's from Nigeria, bro.
Right.
Nigerians always migrated up through those countries. From Niger. Listen, bro. You don't know what you're talking about.
No, I do.
You don't know. Because I got people that made that trek in migration through Libya, bro.
No, I understand.
So you can't talk about something you don't know. What you're talking about something you don't know.
No,
I'm talking about something I do know.
No, I know.
They made that trek. They make that trek
through
Nigeria, through Niger, and cut all the way through Libya, and go all the way up as far as Algeria and Morocco, and then they go across through Mediterranean.
Yeah.
When they get there, who is capturing them, bro?
Who's bringing them up? There's people transporting them up there as well.
They're going through a trail that has always been around, going back in the ancient world. That trail, that trade route has always existed, going back thousands of years.
I'm not trying to
So it's not like somebody has to show them how to get there. People know how to get from Kano all the way to Tripoli. That route has always happened, bro. That route existed during the time of Dodi Fayed of Fidel.
Yeah.
The guy that was a part of the Fulani Sokoto Caliphate, bro. I know the history.
All right. But what does that have to do with, like, I'm not, like, defending the actions. Like, I'm not
What we're saying is that your religion is not going to save our people.
If that's hang on, thing is like
your religion is not going to save our people, bro.
For example, who is the richest man in history? The king.
That's according to what history? He's going to say, man, you want to bring Mansa Musa. We already know all that
talk. Yeah, he's Muslim.
And what happened to his people? Do you know what tribe he was part of?
Yeah.
He was part of
Timbuktu.
Okay, what happened to his people?
What happened to his people?
Those people got taken down by Muslims and traded into slavery.
By Arab Muslim.
Bro, they got taken down by other Arab Muslims and they were traded into slavery, bro. They were.
By who?
By Arab Muslims.
Nah, man.
See, why does empire? It was called part of Mali Empire.
Yeah.
The Mali Empire collapsed.
Mali still exists.
It was taken down by people that were also practice Islam.
The thing is, if that was true,
you see what I'm saying?
I understand. Like, if that was true, why is Mali still 99% Muslim?
Because the people converted. Some of the people converted.
They were already Muslim.
No,
yeah,
but the people that were taken down. Why did it go down?
Right, but okay,
bro,
in order
for your empire to go down, somebody else has to take it down.
Right. If that was the case,
why are there people? Listen, why are there black people in the southern part of Iran right now?
Southern part of Iran?
Yes. Yeah. Do you know when you go into the history, it's even recorded that they were traded, that they were taken into slavery by Muslims, by Arabs.
Okay, but that's not the topic. You can pinpoint to every society and say that they had slavery.
Bro, listen, man, your people, your religion is not going to save us, bro. We're telling you that's a false religion.
Okay, where does the term slave originate from, anyways? The Slavic people.
We do know this that Arabs in the Middle East call our people Abid.
Abid, yeah.
So let's just cut that straight.
Okay, I understand that. But you go to countries like Sudan, and they treat
and they have Arab Muslim. When you go to Sudan,
is a black.
Listen, nope. When you go to Sudan, you don't even know Sudan. You don't even know Sudanese people.
I do.
When you go to Sudan, you have people that are called. They call them Arab Sudanese.
Yeah, I know.
You know that, right?
Yeah.
These are people that were descendants of the Arabs that invaded those lands. You see, you can't get around it. When you go from Egypt all the way down the coast to Sudan, to Somalia, to Zanzibar,
they're still Muslim there.
The people that dominated those regions were Arab people.
Yeah, right. Well,
why did Zanzibar have a big slave port? Who was out there taking people to the Middle East from Zanzibar? Arabs. Point blank, bro.
Right, man.
There's a reason why y'all have that name stuck upon our people, calling him Abid, bro. Don't act like there's not a. Don't try to dissociate the truth.
No, that's what
with the word Abid that's thrown up upon our people that are captive in the Middle East.
I understand. Like, what I'm saying is that none of that is justified by Islam. That's the culture that's already been there. Like, that's why under Islam it came to liberate people. It came and said everybody's equal.
No, it didn't.
That's why a third of Africa.
You don't believe in equality. Get Deuteronomy chapter 7.
I gotta go to happy hour.
We don't believe in equality. We're greater than all people upon the face of earth, man. Right. You Arabs, you Ishmaelites, y'all are going into slavery. Y'all are going to get slaughtered upon the return of Yahawashi. That's it, man. You guys are going to be put. Y'all guys are going to be put out, man. No.
Who's going to be put out?
You Arabs, y'all going to go put to slavery. Y'all going to be the Abids. Y'all going to be our Abids. That's according to the gospel.
What you want to do around
7 and 4. 6, yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Yeah, this guy over here is going to come to us trying to tell us Islam. When he admitted that our people are being called the Bede, that were traded in, that were over there in the Middle East. And he couldn't get around that, man. He thought he was dealing with some dummies.
And couldn't bring out not one prophecy.
Couldn't bring out not one prophecy, man.
Anybody prophesied the fall of Rome. Hell, this Rome right here.
For real, man.
Man, get out of here with that.
You look at go down to the courthouse. That joker's a Roman structure.
Yeah.
Look. We right here, the damn courthouse got a Roman structure, got a freaking Roman god on the statue. Right there, dude telling us that Rome is done away with. We right in Rome, man. This guy wanted to come to us with Islam. If I go and try and marry his sister, his dad gonna try and cut my head off.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Right?
Right.
This this guy sit down and sit all the way down, man. If I was so-called Muslim to my, hey brother, I'm a Lincoln, and I wanted to talk to his sister, he'd be like, you can't marry my sister.
All the customs they get from the Israelites. All the customs that they got, they come from our people.
We're gonna sit all the way down, man. Boy's getting destroyed.
His beard on his face, though.
Come on, man. You just don't believe in that stuff, man. Like I said, he worshiped a moon god. He didn't even want to let me go through that Wikipedia and go into the history of Allah and show him them freaking structures of a freaking moon crescent, like we did the other week with that dude.
Rock worship.
These guys is a rock worship.
And
you got to go to
say they don't worship the rock, but they walk around the rock, kiss the rock, put money, stick their hand in the rock,
put their tongue on it, and everything.
Tongue, their penis in the rock.
Ridiculous, man. That's this guy. He done a freaking one of his 5. What do you call it? One of 5 pillars of faith. You got to travel to Mecca as part of it too. This guy's a clown, man.
Young Jake, if he Jake, I don't even think he Jake.
He admitted, yeah, we did call him a beat, but you know, we treat people equal though.
Yeah.
So Islam treats people equal, but then our people that you got captive over there, you call them a beat and you mistreat them. Get out of here, bro. That's the same thing Esau tries to do, man. All Ishmaelites will be taken down and put into slavery, man. Thus saith the Lord, man.
That's right. That's right.
This guy got to know. Let him go and say he met some crazy guys. He got to go back to his people and say, man, listen, this guy's saying that's the way it is, man. It tells you that the such as afflicted them, they stood boldly.
That's right.
In the face of such as them that afflicted him, man. This guy wants me to believe that I could go to the Middle East and I could get treated. Only so-called black people that they like in the Middle East are entertainers.
He in the wrong place.
Oh, Esau want to get him here.
Yeah, he in the wrong place. That's what I'm saying. He said they gonna treat him in the Middle East, but he need to get on over there.
Yeah.
He damn sure ain't gonna get treated equally over here.
Right now, Esau's focused on always primarily focused on Jake.
That's right.
But they allow him to get. I guarantee if you pull up his census thing, it's gonna say he white. Because if you're from the Middle East, you can check white on there.
What's up, bro?
What you looking at? What you got? That boy there, man. That dude there had me just like.
What's wrong, man?
The South Kingdom, that's Judah, ain't it?
Southern Kingdom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Judah, ain't it?
Yeah.
I thought there was only 2 of them.
Yeah, it's southern and northern.
Southern and northern.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like you got Judah.
Well, Levi.
Levi, I thought it was only 2 of them that went, and the other 10 was Israel.
It was 3.
It was 3 because when you go into the history in the book of Kings or you can see the Chronicles. But what happened during the split? During the split between the northern and southern kingdom, the 2nd Kings chapter. It's like, we'll get it for you.
I was saying because the northern kingdom, that's supposed to be the 10 lost tribes, right?
Yeah.
But that's only 9. That's what I'm getting at. You got 3 at the top. That's what I'm just asking.
You got 3 at the top, man.
Like right here.
Yeah.
With the southern, y'all got 3. But down there, y'all got 9. Which do get you 12, but ain't 10 of them supposed to be lost? And the other
Dan, you got the tribe of Dan, which is mixed in with amongst these other tribes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you got, we don't want to go into the damn thing, but when you go into the Old Testament, Levites lived all over, and they lived in the suburbs of the cities among all the tribes because they had no land inheritance. So after the split between Judah and the other tribes, Benjamin stayed with Judah, and then the Levites were kicked out from the northern kingdom by Jeroboam. Jeroboam was from the tribe of Ephraim, and he was the king over what was known as the kingdom of Israel, which is technically the northern kingdom. So he kicked out the Levites because he didn't want them to worship. He set up idolatry. So he kicked out the Levites so they wouldn't be priests to the people, and the Levites fled to the southern kingdom. That's the reason why when you go into the New Testament, as you go on through the New Testament, you'll notice that there's a lot of Levites are always referenced throughout the whole New Testament and then the latter part of the Old Testament after the split, because the Levites had to live amongst were living pretty much amongst Judah and Benjamin. You know, and see here.
Yeah, we took our picture.
From man, you from here?
Yeah.
All right, so this is 1 Kings chapter. All right, so this is 1 King chapter 19, chapter 12, verse 19. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day, and it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they called him unto the congregation and made him king over all Israel. So when they heard that Jeroboam was coming to them, the rest of the tribes made him king over all Israel. Because what happened is the northern kingdom became called the kingdom of Israel, and the southern kingdom became called the kingdom of Judah. So that's when they set him up as a king over all of the other tribes, because he rebelled against the house of David, which was the royal line of the house of Judah. This is during the time of Solomon. Solomon was still alive during this time. And when you go through, as you go further on, it'll let you know that when he set up the two, when he set up. This is right here, verse 20. Okay, here it is. This is verse 23. Speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up and fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man unto his house. And we go further on. Verse 25. But then Jeroboam built in Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt there, and went from thence and built Peniel. And from those areas in Mount Shechem is where he basically built altars unto the other gods. And that's why he had to kick out the Levites, because the Levites weren't going to be down with that.
But the Levites were priests, right?
The Levites were priests, they weren't going to be down with the idolatry. So he had to kick them out, and then what he did is he made other people of the northern kingdom basically priests, and that's when they went to full idolatry. And what happened was they went into captivity, and the Syrian captivity, and the bulk of them came over here to the Americas. So the natives of the Americas and the Caribbeans, they're of the northern kingdom.
So those are the 12,000, is it? I mean, it's supposed to be 12,000 from each tribe.
Well, those are talking about the elect men. Those are some of the elect men.
So
that's some of the elect men that know the gospel. It's not talking about everybody. It's not just to be just 144,000 only. It's going to be way more than that. It's just that 144,000 are teachers and basically ministers of the word. There's 12,000 out of each tribe.
When they coming?
So when they coming?
When they coming? I'm ready. I want to know. I'm ready for it.
Ready for what?
What is it? 44? When they go back, aren't those are the times when Revelation is supposed to begin?
When 44 is sealed.
Yeah.
Well, the time of the end, once the 144,000 man is sealed, that's when the end pretty much comes. That's when it's pretty much over.
Y'all think we're close?
Yeah, we're very close because of the sign of these prophecies. For one, we had to go, in order for us to actually be in the position where we are now, a group of people had to be ruling upon the planet that were prophesied to rule, which is the children of Edom. The children of Edom were prophesied to rule in the end of the world. So the last ruling biblical nation to rule before the end comes would have to be the children of Edom. So we couldn't reach the end point unless they were actually in power, and we were actually at the bottom. That was a sign of our end. In fact, get that 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9. Because you're talking about the end of the world, right? So we can start with verse 7, I believe.
I'm actually in the search of prophets right now. I'm trying to find my direction in life.
Yeah.
And I've been just listening to some stuff. I'm just trying to figure out to make sure I'm not on the wrong side.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Right, bro. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 9. For Esau is
go to the question. Go on where it says the sign of thy coming.
Yeah.
get context on it.
This is verse 6. 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 6. Then did... Damn, I can't even see. It's getting dark.
Here, let me
Give me a light.
light for you.
Then did I consider these things, and they all were made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that follow? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the hilt of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow.
So Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So Esau was the evil twin brother. They didn't look alike. That's even in Genesis 25. And he had a line of people that came out of him called Edomites. Because everybody comes from a biblical. They were fraternal twins.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever seen twins that don't look alike?
I'm a fraternal twin that don't look alike.
Okay, that's basically what they were.
That's right.
And so one of them was prophesied. That's why I said it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, not really smiling.
Yeah, but so basically they were both prophesied to be two different nations. And one nation was going to inherit an everlasting kingdom. The other one was basically going to be, he was basically going to have an inheritance that was going to be destroyed.
Yep, that's right.
So Esau was prophesied, his descendants were prophesied to basically be the last rulers on the planet. And then the elect of the children of Israel were going to take them down upon the returning of the Messiah. This is all through prophecy. There's multiple prophecies that line up with that exactly.
Actually, just going through a few of those scriptures earlier about the rewards of the children of Israel, like which is the kingdom and what they're going to possess in the kingdom. And Edom will be one of our possessions.
The people.
Yeah, the people.
Have you ever looked into? Have you ever seen information about who the Edomites are today?
No.
Okay, the Edomites are the same people that took over the whole world, that took over this side of the world, enslaved our people.
The white folks.
That's right.
And they were prophesied to actually take over the world. It was actually given to them as a blessing to take over the world by the sword.
I say because they they were Gentiles, right?
Get 27. Genesis 27.
Genesis.
Yeah, Genesis 27 is the blessing of Esau.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Gentiles just means nation. That's all it means. Now, everybody that's not an Israelite is a Gentile, but then also an Israelite can become a Gentile because by their idolatry. Idolatry can turn them into Gentiles. So that's the reason why when you read certain scriptures in the New Testament, it'll say in times past, you were a Gentile in time past, being carried about by dumb idols. So that means you can be a Gentile, then not be a Gentile based on behavior. Because the one separation between us and the other nations is that we were given the true God to worship. The other nations weren't. That's why they don't have to do all that stuff. They don't have to do none of the stuff. They can have any kind of diet they want, and no curses will fall upon them. They can do anything. They can practically do anything, and they're not going to be, because the elites of this world, their power comes from, the left, the wicked side. They can go to Satan. They can do baby sacrifices. They can do all that stuff, and they can get more power because that's how their power operates. We do that. Look at us, homeless, gentrified, being pushed out, tossed into prison at a high rate.
Shot down in the streets.
No justice.
Yep. I say, hell, I'm terrified to walk around this damn city.
Yeah. And your own people, the first ones you got to worry about. And that's according to the scriptures.
That's prophesied in the scriptures. We be shot down in the streets. Nobody was accounted for it.
Yep. So all the stuff we're going through as a people is because we disobeyed our power. We didn't follow him. He said, "I'm gonna bring curses upon you. I'm gonna scatter you." He said, "I'm gonna scatter you from one end of the earth to the other, and everywhere you go, you're gonna be oppressed. You're going to be in a low estate. You're going to be the bottom of all people wherever you're at.
Just grab us to a T.
Yep. And that's basically where we're at in this very moment.
Right.
Like right now, they're planning on basically doing a mass genocide upon our people. And then some of the people that will be left around, they'll be basically microchipped or basically used as just basically slaves. That's the plan that they're planning on doing. Point blank. Right. These everyday people, they ain't gonna tell you that what they're doing. That's the reason why they go and they train with each other on Saturday mornings at gun ranges. Then they come back out and they hang out. But their plan is to basically take all of us down, because that's the end game. There's an end game to this. All this stuff's going on with our people. There's an end game. And there's no building of the community. Anybody telling you that you're going to build the so-called black community, that's a dang lie. It ain't going to happen. It's done. Because where are you going to build? They gentrifying you where you stay.
Right.
We're gentrifying where you stay. That's why you think there's a homelessness problem in every big city. Go to any big city. Go to any city in the country. You're going to see who? Homeless people primarily of our race. Right?
Yeah.
Any big city you go to, I don't give a damn. You go to Chicago, go to LA, go to Indianapolis, go to Seattle, go to San Francisco, go to San Diego, Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Miami, Orlando, Atlanta, all them cities. That's all you're gonna see. So what do you think they're gonna do with us?
Execute us all. Got to get the pest off the streets.
That's why we need a savior.
That's right.
That's what get the first. You know what I want? Luke, right? Yeah, we can just skip the Genesis piece. So yeah, it's a dire situation. We need a savior, man. I mean, this is the truth. Our people can't see it. The mass majority of our people, they worried about right now. Today's Travis Scott got a big old festival.
They're worried about the pleasures of the body right now, not the pleasures of the soul.
Yeah, they're worried about those things. They're not worried about
earthly possessions.
Right. Yeah, that can be taken away from them. That they can lose at any time.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed is the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people, and has raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David. That horn of salvation is Yahawashi, who you know as Jesus. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us, to perform the mercy promised to our fathers, and to remember his holy covenant, the oath which he sware to our father Abraham, that he would grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies.
Why does it keep on saying us being delivered from the hand of our enemies? This is the reason why Yahawashi was born.
That's right.
So the group of people, there's a group of people on the planet that have enemies that they need to be delivered
and
from.
This was a man prophesying under the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
So that means he can't lie.
Yep. And we being saved from our enemies, right?
That he would grant unto us, that we being delivered out of the hand of our enemies might serve him without fear. Yep. So that's the meaning of being saved.
That's the reason why you're not saved until we get delivered. Right now, we're not saved. We're yet this day in our captivity.
Right.
If they want to, if Trump right now decided to do a freaking executive order to purge us, that could happen right there. All you see is tanks coming down. Everybody, one of us, they shoot us down, capture some of us, take us to concentration camps, and that's it. We have no power. All our people telling us that we're gonna go and we need to get guns. Bro, they outnumber us. They outdone us. These people got drones. They could just drop drones on us. They ain't got to do nothing. So you can't save yourself. That's why he put us in this situation. He made it to where when you realize how powerless you are in this system on this planet, and our oppressor ruling over us, you realize you come to the conclusion that you need a savior.
That's right, bro. That's right.
You just come to that conclusion.
That's right.
And there's nothing you can do.